Right, well, SANTACO has launched a road safety and social responsibility campaign, Hlokomela, at the Benoni taxi rank in the East Rand, Gauteng. The Hlokomela campaign is a joint partnership with Liquor Traders Association and Distell. The partnership is set to enhance COVID-19 compliance, reduce road traffic accidents, combat gender-based violence and femicide, promote black entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, and drive the responsible consumption of alcohol. But to hear more about this groundbreaking move, we're now joined via Zoom by Bafana Magagula. He is the spokesperson for SANTACO and Lucky Ntimane, who is the convener for the Liquor Traders Association. Very good afternoon to both of you, sirs. Thank you so very much for agreeing to speak to us here on SABC News this afternoon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for bringing us to 404.
All right, you're most welcome. Let's just start.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's start here. A very interesting marriage, if I can call it that. I mean, the Taxi Alliance on one hand and Liquor Traders on the other hand. Talk to us, please, about, and let me start with you just so that we've got some order in the conversation, Mr. Magagula. Just let's talk about how this union, how this partnership really sort of came about between these two big industries.
Thank you very much. Look, the passengers are formed by all the community, and people who goes to tavernas and take liquor, they are still our passengers. And we look at the statistics, and we discovered that in most cases at night, people from the taverns, there are no transport. Some of them walk from the taverns to their homes because that time there are no taxis. Yeah. And this relationship will now bring about safety to them by saving them from walking from a tavern after having enjoyed themselves there, by us providing transport in partnership, of course, with the Liquor Traders Council, led by Mr. Lucky Ntimane and his team. And also we are looking at growing it bigger to make sure that even those that are driving, because we have a pool of drivers who are qualified and some of them with a good experience, will also be assisting those who come with their vehicles to those taverns. And when taverns are closing, we'll be able to drive them to their homes. Yeah. And we have an arrangement with the Liquor Traders Council to see how the taxis will be compensated in the process. It's about increasing road safety and making sure that people's lives are saved and after enjoying themselves.
Interesting indeed. Mr. Ntimane, let me come to you then. No doubt the issue of hard lockdowns that we've experienced last year hit the liquor industry extremely hard, and I think those effects continue to be felt. I'm assuming during the time of last year, you've then had to look at other ways of not only making sure that you stay alive as an industry, but also making sure that consumers of your products do stay safe. And it does then speak to what Mr. Magagula is talking about there. Talk to us about how you kind of started to think outside of the box and how to deal with these issues. I mean, personally, I would have liked to have seen something like this happening earlier on. You know, we've seen a lot of passengers who are drunk getting hit by vehicles, for example. And this will certainly speak to that and help to that, apart from also assisting with the issue of COVID-19. Talk to us about all of it.
Thank you, Flo, for the opportunity. So we saw a captured audience as a result of the combination of the two industries. The taxi industry transports about 50 million people a day, and taverns attract between 5 and 7 million people on a monthly basis. So you've got a captured audience already of 22 million people. So we felt that it was necessary that we combine our efforts in ensuring that we enhance the fight against COVID-19 pandemic in how we conduct ourselves as taxi drivers, as well as tavern owners, as well as also ensuring that our conduct is able to permeate towards our patrons that we serve, as well as the commuters that use the taxis. You are absolutely right, Flo, that this type of relationship should have started a long time ago. That is something that we fully acknowledge. But we started our conversation with SANTACO a few months ago. It really needed to, go down the wire to make sure that we are able to see synergies in this type of partnership that we wanted to create, because we didn't want just a once-off thing that only happens to only during COVID-19 pandemic, but something that is going to be long-term of nature. Whereas when you look at another issue that we're looking at to execute with our partner SANTACO, with a program that will be fully funded by Distell, we're looking at using taxi ranks as spots where the issues of gender-based violence are going to be addressed, and using taxi drivers as champions in the fight against gender-based violence. We have seen the success of this through our tavern dialogues on gender-based violence that we ran across 4 provinces that have been identified as hotspots for gender-based violence. Yeah. So we see this as not just a marriage of convenience, but a marriage that is going to last and bring about positive change towards how we address societal ills in the country.
Yeah. Mr. Magagula, let me come to you yet again. I mean, this is also adding, responsibility to your taxi drivers. I mean, it's not just a matter of, transporting from A to B. It's, they've also had to pay attention to COVID-19 regulations in the past year. And now, the added responsibility of making sure that people who might have had quite a bit to drink are taken home safely. What's the response then been from some of your drivers? Is this something that was generally welcomed by those in the industry, and particularly, as I mentioned, the drivers? But I just thought of something else, just on the back of this question. How will you deal with the issue of, and this has always caused, tensions in the past, where there are turf issues, with regards to, which taxis can pick up these people from here or those people from there? How will all of that, I'm assuming that needs to be ironed out, or has it already? I mean, what can you tell us?
Well, look, we have a model. That model, it worked for us. And SSC, and also it's a model that worked when we participated in the Confederations Cup and the World Cup itself. Yeah. We will be having taxis and drivers that will be fully trained by both ourselves and assisted by distillers and TITA involved in the training to make sure that the drivers understand what their intentions are, and also how to participate in this program. The World Cup and the Confederations Cup is one model that worked for us, and which we believe it is also going to work in this program. We have used it successfully without any complaints when we transported the world, which was attending games in South Africa, across the country, and we did not have any complaints. Training has assisted us to make sure that customer ethics and also customer care is enshrouded in the minds of our taxi drivers. Of course, as mentioned, that this program is an ongoing, this is just the beginning. We're looking at this program lasting forever in the taxi industry, as Lucky indeed mentioned with regards to GPV, which is a program that we're looking at, because our taxi ranks are places where we transport all kinds of people, young, old, especially women, who needs to be taken the best care of. The transporting of the taverners, people who will be enjoying themselves at the taverns, will be having taxis that will be hub at each and every tavern. It will not just be a taxi picked up from the street, but it will be taxis that will be taken from our fleet, properly marked, with the properly trained drivers to deliver the intended service.
All right. Let me close off with you, Mr. Ntimane. I mean, I'd like to know about government involvement in this venture, in this marriage. Have you maybe involved, let's say, the transport department? We've kind of had some sort of consultations in terms of how this will all work. I mean, talk to us about, especially as we're approaching this Easter season, and we've heard the transport department also talking about their own road safety campaigns that they'll be putting through. I mean, I just want to know what their input or how their involvement in all of this as we wrap up our conversation here.
So we have every intention to partner with all relevant stakeholders that will ensure that our program is better enhanced, but also that it delivers on its intended objectives. Yeah. So definitely we will be reaching out to the Department of Transport. We've got a good relationship with them via our partner Distell, which has a formal relationship with the Department of Transport. So it's every intention of ours to make sure that we continue with that partnership. We continue to work with all relevant government departments, including social development, when you talk of the issue of gender-based violence, as well as the community safety in various promises and CPFs as well. So ours is really to partner with all stakeholders to make sure that we are able to confront all the issues that are affecting us as a nation, but also as a taxi and liquor trader sector.
All right. It's been a pleasure speaking to both of you, and good luck with this venture, with this marriage. We wish you well. Thank you for speaking to us.
It is our pleasure.
So
all right. That's Bafana Magagula, who is the spokesperson for SANTACO, that's a taxi association, as well as Lucky Ntimane, who's the convener of the Liquor Traders Association there, speaking.